Want to take your chicken wings to the next level? Today I'm grilling up some incredible garlic butter wings with the smoky twist, all on my Weber charcoal grill. These aren't just any chicken wings. These are Hickory smoked wings cooked with the Indirect method for that perfect juicy texture. And when they're done, I'm whipping up a quick garlic butter sauce right here on the grill to finish them off. I know you see me cook a lot on my char griller, but over the years, I've logged hundreds of hours on my Weber in order to perfect this technique. So stick around and I'll show you how it's done. Before we get into today's video, just wanted to give a huge thank you to our channel members. Channel memberships are a great way to further support the channel, get additional perks, and access to more exclusive content. If you'd like to learn more about our channel memberships, please see the link in the description below. We're going with our standard 2 chimney starters for today's grilling session. I'll be using Kingsford Original Charcoal Briquettes. If you need some additional help with using chimney starters, I'll drop a card up above and leave a link down in the description below to a video that's dedicated to showing you how to use chimney starters. Here's a rundown of the seasonings we'll be using today: some extra virgin olive oil and a custom all-purpose seasoning blend I've been working on. And for our garlic butter sauce, we'll be using some salted butter and some minced garlic. First thing we're gonna do is get our meat rinsed and prepped. I've mentioned this before. I'm old school on my position on rinsing chicken. I know there's some guidance out there these days about not rinsing chicken because it's unnecessary and can lead to cross-contamination. I think to each its own when it comes to this. You're free to do whatever you feel comfortable with. I like rinsing my chicken to remove any residual blood, bone fragments, and foreign particles, and I also want to see what the chicken is working with in general. And for these chicken wings, I want to make sure we don't have a lot of extra feathers and all that other stuff going on with the wing itself. However, if you're going to rinse your chicken, definitely take the necessary steps to properly sanitize your kitchen, sink area, and utensils when done. After rinsing our chicken and patting them dry with paper towels, let's go ahead and separate the drumettes from the flats. I like doing this when I'm cooking a large amount of chicken wings to make sure I can get it all comfortably on the grill. As I'm splitting these chicken wings, I've got to say, this Dalstrong Shadow Black Series 8-inch chef's knife I recently picked up is in fact the sharpest knife I've ever handled. It slices through this with ease, and I barely have to put any effort in. Not only does it feel solid and comfortable in my hand, but the sleek dark design looks absolutely awesome as well. If you want to check this product out, I'll drop a link for you down in the description below. Now we're ready to apply our seasonings. First, let's rub down both sides with some extra virgin olive oil. Olive oil serves a couple of purposes. One, it's going to help protect the moisture in our food as we subject it to some high temperatures. And two, it's going to help us build up a nice outer crust as well. Let's now add our dry seasonings. It's important here that we work the seasonings into the meat by patting or rubbing so that they really penetrate those fibers. This is going to help further tenderize the meat and ensure it has a complete and uniform flavor profile throughout. After seasoning the meat, I like to let it sit on the countertop for several minutes to allow it to come up to room temperature. This is going to help those muscle fibers relax. This is an additional step I like to take to help ensure our meat gets tender. For today's grilling session, I'm going with my standard vent configuration. We'll set the bottom intake vents to be wide open, and we'll set the exhaust vent on the lid to be halfway. I've logged hundreds of hours over the years on this 22-inch Weber kettle and have determined this is my ideal vent configuration. If we need to make adjustments to our vents for the sake of temperature, we'll make these adjustments to the exhaust vent. If you need more help with regulating temperature on your charcoal grill, I'll drop a card here to a video for you to check out. For today's grilling session, we'll be using the Indirect method, which is commonly referred to as the 2-zone technique. This technique is where you separate your grill into 2 zones. Zone number 1 is where we'll place our charcoal. Zone number 2 will not have any charcoal. This is where we'll position our food to create that convection oven-like environment that will allow our food to cook more evenly and gives it an opportunity to absorb all that smoky flavor goodness. When you're setting up your grill for the 2-zone technique like this, make sure you position your coals to be on the opposite side of your grill's exhaust stack. This is going to force all that smoke and flavor to travel across your food before exiting out the exhaust vent. If you're using a kettle style grill, you simply turn your lid and position position the exhaust vent on your lid to be on the opposite side of the charcoal. After getting our coals on the grill and letting it reach a temperature of ideally 500 degrees Fahrenheit, we're now ready to clean our grates. I'm going to use my grill brush to clean my grates. Make sure you use a quality grill brush. I'll drop a link down in the description below to some brushes I recommend. After each grate is clean, let's apply either some olive oil or non-stick cooking spray to our grill brush so that we can lubricate our grates. In order to prevent your food from sticking to the grill, here's some things to keep in mind. Number 1, make sure your grates are clean. Number 2, make sure your grates are lubricated. And number 3, make sure your grill is hot before adding your food. If you do all 3 of these steps, you should significantly reduce the chances of your food sticking to your grill grates. Let's go ahead and get our meat on the grill. Since our drumettes are thicker than our flats and take longer to cook, I'm going to position them to be closest to the charcoal. We'll place our flats furthest away from the charcoal because they'll cook a bit faster. Now let's add some hickory chunks to zone number 1. I love doing this for some additional flavor. This hinged cooking grate makes it super convenient for adding either wood or charcoal to your Weber during your grilling session. Since we added some hardwood to our grill for additional flavor, let's get the grill closed and keep an eye on the lid's exhaust vent to make sure we're producing a nice clean smoke. As you can see here, we're looking good. The smoke coming out of the exhaust vent isn't thick and white. It's thin with almost a blue color to it. That's what we're looking for. That means our wood is burning nice and clean. So we just got our meat on the grill and added our hickory chunks. We'll let our wings cook for about 30 minutes before we go back in and flip them. If you prefer a more laid back style of grilling, where you don't have to check the grill every 3 to 5 minutes, indirect or offset grilling like this is the way to go. Since we've got the meat opposite our coals, there's really no risk of burning the meat. You might have noticed that my Weber doesn't have a thermometer, but I'm not really worried about grill temperatures today. Now, if you have a Weber like mine without a thermometer and you're concerned about temperature, you've got a few options. Option number 1, you can use an oven thermometer like this one and set it directly on the grate. This will give you an accurate temperature at grate level. Option number 2, you can use a long thermometer like this one and set it through one of the holes on the lid's exhaust vent to get a reading of the air temperature inside the grill. Or you can use both of these thermometers at the same time to monitor temperature on your Weber. Since I've got a lot of experience on this Weber, I don't worry too much about grill temperatures when cooking indirect like this. Chicken wings can handle the higher temperatures really well, and since we're cooking them opposite the coals, we shouldn't have any issues. As I'm looking at the grill while it's cooking, I'm noticing I got some smoke seeping from around the outside of the lid. Let's fix that. I'm going to position this cinder block on my lid to provide some additional weight to prevent that smoke from seeping out. And once we get the cinder block positioned, you can see here that it took care of our problem. It might not be pretty, but it got the job done. It's been about 30 minutes since we put our wings on. Let's go in and check on them. Okay, I like what I'm seeing. They're looking good. I think we're headed in the right direction. Let's go ahead and get these flipped. Before I close the lid, I'm going to reposition my hickory chunks to help ensure they're fully lit so we get a nice clean smoke. I'm also going to adjust my lid's exhaust vent to be wide open to help ensure the grill is drafting well so that the wood is burning nice and hot and not just smoldering. We've got our meat flipped, and we'll check back on the chicken wings in about 30 minutes. If you watch the channel, you know I grill quite a bit on my char griller smoking champ, which I absolutely enjoy. However, these Weber 22-inch grills are near and dear to my heart. I've probably logged more total hours over the years grilling on these Webers than on my char griller. The main reason I switched from using my Webers to the char griller as my primary grill is because over the years our family has grown, and I needed something that could better accommodate our large family. Here are a few things I've really come to appreciate and really like about the Weber kettle grill. Number 1, one is heat distribution. With the kettle design and vent layout, I don't really experience hot spots on the grill. It cooks very evenly. Number 2 is gonna be size for versatile grilling. The 22-inch size is perfect for grilling using multiple techniques like direct, indirect, and smoking. With smaller grills, sometimes you run out of room when trying to set up for offset or indirect grilling, but with the Weber, there's plenty of space. Lastly, we have to talk about durability and price point. These grills are reasonably priced, especially considering their durability. I have teenage children, and these 2 Webers you see right here are older than some of them. If you take care of these grills and get a cover to protect them from the elements, they can last a long time. It's been about 30 minutes since we were last here, so let's go in and check on our wings. They look good. I like that nice mahogany looking color they have. Let's go ahead and get them off the grill. If you need to at this point, you can always check the internal temperature of your chicken using an instant read thermometer. Just be sure your chicken temps out at a minimum 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Here's the total grilling time and grill temperature ranges for today's grilling session. While our chicken wings rest, let's prepare our garlic butter sauce. I'm just gonna saute a few teaspoons of minced garlic and butter in my cast iron skillet. Once I'm done with this, we'll head back inside and I'll see you at the dinner table. All right, y'all, it's time to dig in. So myself, got my beautiful wife in here, just dinner for 2. Kids have already eaten, but we got Noah right here. So hold on 1 minute. All right, let's get it. Let me show y'all a view. Y'all have already seen it, but let me show you that view. Man, that's on that Weber, y'all. Tell you, that Weber will have you right on those indirect wings like this. You see that color? Man, that's about how I like a wing. And let me go ahead and take this first bite right here. Oh yeah. Man, that hickory is coming through. Nice. That's good. Let me go ahead and dip it in this. Got some of my garlic butter seasoning right here. Let's go ahead and dip that in there. That garlic butter got a little smoky taste to it too. Wow. Having that garlic butter on the grill, the way we had it melted and sauteed that garlic in there, it's got a smoky taste. That's crazy. Delicious, y'all. Chicken wings, indirect, garlic butter on a Weber kettle grill. It's hard to beat it, y'all. I'm telling you. The way that Weber grill is set up with that dome lid, you get a nice consistent heat distribution throughout the whole grill. Y'all definitely give it a try and let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let's go in on one of the flats now. I showed y'all that drumette. Let's go in on one of these flats. Let me show you what that flat looks like. You see it? Just flip it. All right, let's do this breakaway right here, this tearaway. Oh yeah. Let's go straight in on it. All right, that's good. I'm gonna dip it in this garlic butter sauce right here. Just kind of swirl it in there, come up. That's right, y'all.